If you feel as if one more person tells you to use AI to help you in your business, but it's going to require you to buy another subscription and you feel like you're about to lose your mind if someone recommends this to you again, I understand. So today I'm going to share with you the 5 agents in which I use inside of my service-based business on platforms like Claude and ChatGPT. So whichever one you use, you'll be able to apply this inside of your business. So I'm not going to be talking about any new text, new logins, or anything that's intended to be overwhelming. I want to give you some real tangible actions. So let's talk about why does this matter in the first place. So here's what's happening for most service-based business owners. We know that we only have a certain amount of time in a day, but we need help. But getting help sometimes is going to cost us more than we can actually afford right now. And I understand feeling as if you have to pay for another subscription on top of everything else is probably something that you do not want to make the decision to do, especially if you don't know the kind of results you can expect. So that we can take away the mental tax of trying to learn something new or feeling overwhelmed and stuck because it feels too daunting to actually apply inside of your business. So here are the 5 agents that I use inside of my service-based business and the order I add them if I were starting today. The first one is for those of you that are already using HoneyBook. You may or may not know that HoneyBook has AI inside of its platform, and they've been really working on helping people with optimizing their efficiency, communication, and correspondence with their clients. Inside of your HoneyBook account, if you're using HoneyBook, there's actually inside of every project a drop-down that shows you all of the AI tools that are available. In fact, if you do use it for corresponding for clients, it learns your tone, how you want to communicate, so that it will actually write an email for you if a client responds back, and all you have to do is make little tweaks to that email before you click send. And it also helps with you not having to guess on what to do next. Also inside of HoneyBook with AI, it helps give you monthly recaps about what's going well with your business, if there's any growth, anything that's shifting in the analytics part of it. So are you getting more leads? What's your conversion rate? If that's improving or decreasing. All of that definitely is helpful when we're talking about AI, because one of the things I hear often is that I'm not good with numbers. I don't know how to find information. So if that's not you, inside of HoneyBook, you have the ability to look at your monthly data. And the second thing it does have inside of the platform is on your homepage, you have a field that you can ask it questions and it will reply back to you with its thoughts on what you're asking it about when it comes to your business. Actually has AI built into it. So it comes down to that monthly report that you're always going to get. What will you do and how will you use it? So my verdict is, if you're already using it, I highly recommend for you to turn it on. You do have to go to your preferences inside of your account and check on what you feel most comfortable with when it comes to AI. So check them on so that it's able to support you with what you want it to support you with. The second agent is a calendar coach. So this is a custom prompt that I was able to first start out with in chat, and I've actually applied it to Claude to help me with understanding what are some things that it recommends for optimizing my calendar and schedule. This is a really great way to use AI, especially for those of you that overthink or you're underthinking about what you need to put inside of your schedule. I've been very open with talking on some of my other platforms about the fact that I am high functioning ADHD. So I find myself overcommitting my calendar often, but I have always been a stickler for having a schedule. So now I use Claude to be able to read my calendar with what is going on, but most importantly, it helps me with being able to make sure on my calendar that I am putting income producing activities on my calendar. For some of you, you have non-negotiables. For some of you, you have certain days you do not work. You may also have that you want focus time. Some people may not want focus time. You might want to have hours where you're just creating content, or you take a lunch every day, or you might go walking, or you have specifically weekly meetings. So whatever it is, you just want to make sure you're using Claude to be able to support you with that. I will make sure to have in the actual notes a prompt for you to download where you can copy and paste it. And with this prompt, I created it because I knew that I needed to have something reviewing my schedule on a weekly basis. So I removed myself out of the equation. One of the things I've realized about me is that I have to remove myself from the equation sometimes because I overthink it, I overanalyze it, and then I don't do anything. What I recommend for you to do is to copy this prompt into Claude or Chat, whichever platform that knows you. So like hopefully you are using these platforms so it understands more about your business, who you are, what's important to you, so that it asks you the right questions to help you with understanding how to be able to do this. The great thing about Claude is that you can connect your calendar directly to it with Claude Cowork. So I do use Claude Cowork for this, but if you're not using Claude Cowork, this is something that you can prompt for ChatGPT to help you as well. Let's talk about one that helps you with fixing your day. So this agent is one that lives inside of Asana. I talk about Asana often on this platform. That's how I keep a lot of my to-do list clear for me to know inside of Asana. So that's why I'm recommending for you to use this. And what happens is that in Asana, they have started to integrate AI as well. Most platforms and CRMs and things like that have started to use AI. So the way that you can use Asana AI is that they do have a new section that you can add rules based on what your business needs. So I'll make sure to show on the screen the different rules that you can have inside of a project. So if you're already paying for Asana, it's very helpful to use it. So one of the ones I think could be helpful for some of you is to be able to summarize completed work so that way you are able to review anything that's happened, especially if you have team members that are supporting you. The best thing about this is that it takes away the guesswork as to what needs to happen and what has already happened so that you're not getting stuck or creating a bottleneck inside of your business. So when it comes to using AI features inside of Asana, always think to yourself, how do I optimize my time and have it support me with knowing what needs to happen next? So that even if you have a VA that's working with you, you want it to be that they know what they need to do as well as what's coming up, or a quick way to overview anything that's happening inside of a project. So my verdict is that this is essential. I've been using definitely the due date move one for a while now, and it really helps with understanding exactly what I need to focus on specifically on a day like today. Okay, so now let's talk about the meeting that a lot of times people are missing. And this is very common for entrepreneurs because we get so wrapped in doing our business, but not actually running our business. So we're going to talk about our Friday CEO check-in. Some people like to do it on Monday. I like to do it on Friday. So this is when on Fridays, you're going to review what's going on inside of your business. But in order for this to be a no matter what, you want to have what are the things you're going to be tracking inside of your business when it comes to this review. So you might be wondering, what does this do? It asks you 5 short questions, one at a time, about your income, the leads, the one win, what did you get done, and a single focus for next week. And after the answers, it will spit out a summary and some insight based on what you said. So I do have a prompt that will help you with being able to create this for yourself. So for those of you that are asking, like, why does this even matter? It's because most weeks there are going to be ups and downs. And if you failed to take 30 to 45 minutes to actually see what's working or what did not work inside of your business, you may be missing some very valuable data inside of your business. So by using this prompt, it's going to not take you a long time to be able to review your business, because AI will be supporting you. So I do have this prompt scheduled inside of my Claude, and it asks me this every Friday, and I give it its answers. Then it's able to give me information on how to track my affiliate income for some of my brands, my new leads and clients that are coming in, some of my wins, things that I should start delegating inside of my business so that, again, the weeks don't turn into months and the months don't turn into years of not doing actions and activities in my business that can shift. So my verdict is that I'm really excited about this prompt. I just really started using this in the last couple of weeks, and it's been very eye-opening because it's not about being busy. Like, I have clients all the time that I'm working with in my event business. It can be very misleading if I assume busyness with growth. So I'm really excited because data is valuable for every business owner when it comes to growth. And so the last agent is something that took content creation off of my plate as a weekly task that was overwhelming. Because I would say that I'm somewhat creative, but again, I am someone that can get overwhelmed with thinking things through, or I get stuck in over-analyzing things. So this agent is one that no longer creates overwhelm with coming up with ideas. So I have an agent that runs every week that helps me with TikTok ideas as well as my YouTube videos to help me with thinking about what are people searching for, what content can help my actual audience. The great thing about this agent is that it runs every week without me having to ask it anything. It just starts to run and it pushes out the answers for me. So this matters is because the biggest reason that service business owners go silent on social media is because of idea generation. Because it's exhausting for people. They're like, what do I gotta post? What should I be posting? On top of actually creating and editing the content, which can also be another heavy lift. So by the time you have the energy to actually create the content, you may not feel excited to do so, or you just don't even put the effort into it. Every month, I go and review which content worked, which content did not work, so that it's continuing to improve what it's giving me as answers so that I'm creating things that are going to be impactful to my community like you. I am a fan of using technology in a way that's going to be responsible and help with efficiency so that I can ultimately serve my clients in a way that's going to be impactful for them. So at this point, I think it's important for you to be present to how do you want to show up? How do you want to serve your audience so that it's going to be authentic, and using AI to help you with being able to show up consistently. So inside of that free resource I tried to create some prompts I think that will get you at least started on this journey for yourself. So here's the real talk about this, is that you're not looking to use AI to replace you. You're wanting to utilize it in a way that's going to be able to improve your efficiency because you're already paying for these tools. You are already using platforms already. So how can you use AI to be able to support with you using it to the best of your ability to get the results that you're needing inside of your business? So if you want for me to show you anything about these tools or stacks, how I use them inside of my event business, I would love to be able to share that with you. So just comment below and let me know. But I also want to recommend for you to grab my free complete business system stack. It's where I map out the platforms and technology that I recommend for you at different stages of your business. Plus, it gives you resources on how to find mentors and support for your business in your local community. So I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.